you are in for a very long video today. I know because I just finished recording it, so you might want to grab a cup of tea, grab some popcorn, put on your comfy PJs, lay in bed and fall asleep. I don't know, but you're about to be in for a 35-minute video, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Crissy G, and I have recently started documenting my weight loss journey. And if you are back, then welcome back. I miss you guys so much. I have so much I want to talk about this week. I waited to the very last minute. I'm literally gonna finish recording this video, and then I'm going to edit it tonight and have it ready to be posted for tomorrow, you guys. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is my 6th day of the 2nd week on the 5 milligram. So there is so much I want to cover today, you guys, but today's going to be a different video. I'm not just going to talk about Mounjaro, and I wanted to do 2 different videos today. I wanted to record one just solely about my 2-week update on Mounjaro, and then I wanted to talk about something that came up at work today in conversation with the girls at the office. And I was going to do a separate video, but you know what? I just want to talk about it all because I do not have a ton of Mounjaro information. So if you are only here to watch about Mounjaro and my update with that, I will leave the time link below so that you can... Hold on, you guys. Let me adjust y'all a little bit. I don't know. It feels weird, like I look too big in the camera today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe it's just my outfit today. I don't know. I'm getting like weird vibes. Let me turn my chair. Weird vibes today. Okay. Anyways, so I don't have a ton of stuff to go over Mounjaro. So once I'm editing this video, I will leave it here where you can skip to go to the Mounjaro side of the story. But I kind of want to touch on this before I get into that, because for those of you who want to watch the whole thing, I wanted to talk about something that came up at work today. And it was, you know, the girls and I have all been kind of trying to motivate each other at the office, and there's 5 of us girls there. And thank you, Almighty Jesus, for putting me with 5 of the best women that I could work with. Are we perfect? By no means. But we make a great team. We're all, you know, we're all kind of in the same age. Debbie's like our office mom because she's a little bit older than we are. But she's very much young in spirit. Like she's the fun one because she's got the purple pink hair, and she's just a really great vibe to be around, all the girls. And then we've got Olivia, who's way younger than we are. She's in her early 20s, and then there's the other 3 of us are all in our 30s. And so it's really nice because you get a perspective from like 3 different walks of life right now, right? So that being said, we've all been kind of talking about weight recently, especially since I started my journey. Debbie jumped on board right away and she started helping me, and she herself has been trying to be healthier. And then so we're kind of all on board with this healthy eating and stuff like that, right? So I had brought up about, when are we happy? When are we going to be happy with the number that we see on the scale? And that really resonated with Debbie because now she feels like, you're right. You know, when are we happy? Because she's like, I've spent a majority part of my life trying to lose weight. So then here we are having this conversation this afternoon, like just a couple of hours ago. And Olivia starts to say how some of the comments that are said or made, she has to mentally take a note and remember that just because I said this about my body, or just because Debbie said she has to eat this way, or I have to fast, doesn't mean that that's what she has to do to lose weight or to feel comfortable. Or so because I made a video on TikTok today talking about how I'm struggling because I've plateaued for the last 3 weeks and I haven't lost any more weight, and my kids were in the car with me, and my son was yawning, and I pointed the camera over to my son, and I was like, oh, are you sleepy? He says yes. He laughs about it, and somebody left me a comment saying that I should be careful about what I talk about in front of the kids. I know she's not coming from a bad place, but I am also very open about my weight loss in front of my kids. They are all well aware because it's kind of hard to hide when you're on a diet and they're eating differently than you are, or it's kind of hard to keep the comments away from them when you're talking about it so much publicly online with other family members. I grew up hearing about weight all my life. I grew up in a Mexican, Hispanic family, right? And that seems to be the subject at the table almost every time we're together. And so I didn't think anything of it. And now I do kind of understand where she's coming from, of maybe the comments that I make, maybe the continuous struggles that I have are going to be, they're going to inherit that, right? Because that's what they're hearing. But I am very much on the opposite spectrum of my mother and the way I grew up, because I grew up in a household where it was funny to roast each other and for your siblings to make fun of your imperfections. And that did really stay with me. And I think a lot of my insecurities are not just from comments that were made outside of my house, but also from comments that were made from people like my mother or my brothers. And granted that my brothers are very respectful of me. I'm their older sister, and they know that I don't like teasing them, so they won't mess with me. They won't come at me like that. And I've earned that respect from them, though, because I'm not going to sit there and be like, look at your nose and look at this and why are you this and why are you not that, and that's not me. And so I think they respect that, and so they will never disrespect me in that form. And so with my kids, I'm very like, do not make fun of each other. As soon as they start the bickering back and forth, like at the dinner table, I stop it really quick and I'm like, no ma'am, or no sir, I don't want to hear that. You don't tease each other about insecurities that one another may have. That being said, my coworker Olivia, the younger one, when she was saying about how maybe sometimes the things we say, she's got to remember not to take that as it's towards her, or that that's something she needs to do. So she started talking about eating disorders. Never in a million years did I ever think I had an eating disorder. I have been a yo-yo dieter all my life. I am very much either I'm obsessed with the scale or I don't want to see it. When I'm on a diet, I'm obsessed with the scale. I've got to weigh myself every day. I got to see where I'm at, what's working, what's not working. Maybe what I ate yesterday, I won't do it again. If I didn't lose, and if I lost, that's what I'm going to do for the next 5 days. When I'm not on a diet and I know that I'm not happy with my weight based on how my clothes fit, I don't want to see the scale. Hide it. I don't want to get on it. I don't want to know. It's kind of like when you spend too much money over the weekend, you don't want to see your bank account on Monday. That's how I am with the scale. So, she started telling me about a food therapist that she follows and some of the posts that she's talking about. And I'm like, but that's me. But I've always done that. But I'm obsessed with the scale. But I'm always obsessed with my body image. And little did I know that that was the definition of eating disorder. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I came home. First thing I did was Google eating disorders and what it meant, and the definition of an eating disorder, which is an obsession with food, body weight, or body shape. Check, check, check. I mean, the obsession with food, because either you love it or you hate it, right? That causes your body weight to fluctuate. So you're obsessed with your body weight. I've been obsessed. And your body shape. I've absolutely hated my body for many, many, many years. I recently been able to do something about it. Had I not been able to have that, did I not have the resources for that or the money for that, I'd still be sitting here today miserable. I will show you pictures because I want you guys to understand the extent of my embarrassment and fear. And I just want to open up to you guys, because now that I'm speaking out, so many people are reaching out to me and letting me know their struggles. And you know, they say that I look like a strong, confident woman, and I could, you know, you look like you're well put together and sophisticated and independent and whatnot. And people never believe me that I was very much hiding behind my clothes for a long time, or hiding behind, you know, it's just the fear of, you know, being ridiculed or criticized or whatever. Yes, I appear that way on the outside, right? But on the inside, I was very much broken for a very, very long time. I am in a much better place now, but weight's still an issue for me. My mother-in-law used to tease me, and tell me that people were going to think I didn't have legs, because whenever someone was going to take a picture of me, I say, make sure you take it from here up, literally. And she would be like, people are going to think you were handicapped or you didn't have legs, and that's why you never have pictures of your legs. And so I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures. This one, you see where it's halfway. I was very heavy there. I was probably wearing a size 20 there, and I think I was pregnant at that time, because you could see down here I'm holding my belly, so I was definitely pregnant at that time. But if you look at all these pictures, because back in the day you didn't have picture phones or whatever, you took actual pictures. Here I am again, and this from the waist up, and that's me and my grandma. This is a perfect example. I'm hiding behind the stroller, because obviously I want to make sure I hide my bottom half. I'm wearing a spaghetti strap, you guys, and I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath. Who does that? Who does that? Somebody who's embarrassed of themselves and thinks that they're hiding behind this t-shirt. That t-shirt isn't hiding the fact that I'm 270 pounds here. No, it's not hiding that. But in my mind at that time, I thought if I wear a t-shirt under this spaghetti strap, I'll feel more confident. Here I was post-pregnancy, but I gained so much weight after my pregnancy there. I was miserable in that time period. Absolutely miserable, you guys. Here's another picture, me and my cousin, and how am I? Waist up from the waist. This cousin, by the way, you guys, she just started the Mounjaro journey. I convinced her because she had been wanting to do the gastric bypass, and she was going to go to Mexico, which absolutely freaked me out because she has a lot of other health issues. And it's okay if I talk about it because she gave me permission, and I'm actually going to do a Q&A with her here soon because she just did her first week on Mounjaro, and I think she lost like 8 pounds her first week. But so love her to death. She is my #1 fan right now, my biggest motivator. Here's another picture, and what am I wearing here, you guys? And it's pretty hot that day. I'm wearing a sweater. Why? Because I wore a cardigan and a sweater every day of my life because I thought those sweaters were hiding my body. And so I wore sweaters for everything. If I was going out somewhere, what am I wearing? I'm wearing something, it's a strapless dress. It was a beautiful gown, but I put a shawl over it because I'm ashamed of my fat arms, and I just feel if I put something on, it'll distract and you won't be able to see my insecurities, which were my fat arms. So these are just a few examples, because if you go back in history, all my pictures are like that, all of them. Here's another one where I was very heavy in the black hair. You guys, that's like, I went through a phase where I had dark hair, and I don't know, that doesn't even look like me there. It's crazy. And what am I wearing? A sweater, because I wore sweaters and cardigans. Here's another one. I always wore 2 shirts, one at the bottom and one at the top, because I had a huge fupa, so I always wanted to make sure I wore shirts that covered that part of my stomach. Here's another one. What am I wearing? 2 shirts, one at the bottom and one at the top, because that was my way of hiding behind my clothes. I thought that if I put more layers on, you'd hide more of my body. And it's sad. It's sad that instead of enjoying myself at that moment in time, in that period of time, I was hiding behind clothes and hiding behind tables and putting purses in the way and putting strollers in the way, and always self-conscious when somebody was going to snap a picture of me that I had to block my body with something so that you couldn't see, which clearly you could see. That's why me disclosing my weight to the world, and I know it's not a lot of people who watch me or follow my journey right now, but me disclosing my weight was a liberating experience for me, because I was so embarrassed of that number for so many years. And when I finally just put it out there, I felt a relief, because I felt like, what does it matter what my number is? People see what I look like. You can clearly see I'm not a thin 100 and something pound person. So I think once I realized it, I'm working on myself, you guys, and to tell you that I've grown so much from that girl is, if I can inspire one person who is feeling the way I felt in those pictures 15, 20 years ago, and to think that I wasted so many years of my life feeling sorry for that girl and never knew what to do about it, it makes me want to cry. But I'm not, because I'm stronger than that these days. So One of the, so that's the symptoms. I'm sorry, that was the definition, right? An obsession. So the symptoms of eating disorders, and I just briefly went over some things quickly. Severe restriction of food, food binges, and purging behavior like vomiting. I tried that. I tried that many, many years ago. I would eat and then I'd go throw up, and I couldn't do it. It was too hard for me. So that did not work out for me, but I tried it. Severe restriction, I continue to do that to this day. Not anymore. Not anymore. I stopped doing that when I found my new doctor. And it seems like all my life I have heard restrict, diet, fast, no carbs, no fat, no sugar. It was always no, you've got to make one food group obsolete. And what happens with this? Once you quit sugar, you eventually want it so bad that you have sugar overload or carb overload. And so that's why that doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Food binges. I didn't know. I thought this was normal. So many people do that. They go on these crazy diets, and then one day and the next day you see them eating pizza and burgers and fries and cupcakes and cookies, and you're like, what happened? I thought you said, and they're like, oh, I just, I can't do that. It's too much for me. Guys, I feel like I'm talking 1,000 miles an hour, and it's already been 16 minutes, and I still want to cover so much more. So some of the signs of, and I got my notes back, you guys, I love my notes. Some of the signs of eating disorders, and I literally only jotted down. I'm going to put it in here though, so you guys could see more of the signs of the eating disorder. But for me, concern about eating in public, you guys, it wasn't until recently that I had the courage to eat in front of people. I was a closet eater, I think is that what they call it, where you go hide and eat. You go to your office and eat alone, or you just don't eat at all. When there's company functions, you're embarrassed to serve yourself because everybody knows that you feel like everybody's looking to see what you put on your plate, so that they could be like, that's why she's fat. Look at, did you see her plate? Did you see how much? They're probably not. But as a big person, that's what you think everybody's looking at. It's just like when you walk into a buffet and you feel like everybody's looking at you like, oh, they shut down the buffet because she walked in and she's fixing to shut it down, Those are the kind of things that make you feel that way, right? So I was very much that person. When people would bring, like vendors would bring food to work or something, I would just be like, no, I'm fine. And then an hour later, once everybody's finished eating and I go back to the kitchen, I'm like, ooh, there was a sandwich left or a kolache left, and I'll grab it and then I'll eat it. But it was just, it's crazy. Preoccupation with weight, food, calories, fat, dieting. Exactly what I'm doing now is that once I focus on losing weight, that's all I can think about. Intense fear of being fat. Severely limiting and restricting the amount of food, and repeated weighing of oneself. What I've been telling you guys I do. What I've been telling you guys that I want to stop doing. Weighing myself every single day. And even though I tell myself it's not good for you because it either it makes or breaks my day. Like if I have a good day on the scale, I have a good day going to work. I'm happy, I'm singing, I'm excited. I automatically feel like my clothes fits better because I saw that the number looked better. And then on days when I weigh myself and it's not what I wanted to see, I'm like obsessed and thinking, what did I do wrong and what can I do, and when I get home and I need to do this and I need to eat that and not eat today, I'm gonna fast all day, because it's a vicious cycle, you guys. And I feel like so many of us experience this and have no idea that it's an eating disorder. It's just how you've lived life your entire life, or how you know things to be. Never in a million years did I think I have an eating disorder and what can I do about it and how does it make better. But you know what, that changes today, and I've been so much better since starting Mounjaro, because Dr. Z, the first thing he told me was, do not restrict. Why are you going to do that? When I told him, I'm going to stop drinking Cokes, I know, I got to stop drinking Cokes, and I don't know what else I told him, and he's like, why are you going to stop drinking, and not regular Cokes, you guys, Coke Zero, like sugar-free Cokes or whatnot. He's like, why are you going to stop drinking Cokes? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, that's what I always do. Whenever I go on a strict diet, I drink water and unsweet tea or green tea and coffee and things that do not have sugar or carbonation. And he's like, no, you can have a Diet Coke here and there if you want. He's like, it's fine as long as it's in moderation. He's like, I don't want you to stop eating any food groups. because the pizza is not the enemy. The spaghetti is not the enemy. He said the enemy is you eating half of a pizza by yourself. The enemy is you eating a giant bowl of spaghetti. That's the enemy, the portions that you're eating. And I'm like, what? No one's ever told me that. As simple and as basic as you think that sounds, no one has ever told me not to restrict myself. It's always been, you shouldn't eat tortillas, you shouldn't eat bread. You're on a diet, why are you having a cookie? I hate when I finally decide to cut down, and then the moment that you veer off of your diet, somebody's like, why are you eating that? I thought you said you were on a diet. Why? And it's like, mind your business. If today I wanted to have a donut because I had a really bad day and that's what I'm going to do, then let me do it. You know, you always have that guilt trip of people are watching your every move. And so, you know what, that has, Dr. Z's advice to not cut any food groups has been so life-changing to me, because now I don't feel guilty. Today I had a Caesar salad with light dressing for lunch, and then I had 2 plums, and I still felt like I needed a little something, like a little something sweet. So I grabbed a frosted oatmeal cookie, like, you know, the cheap generic dollar store, you know, small oatmeal frosted cookies, and I had one. I did not feel guilty either. I felt like it's okay. It's within my calorie. I only had one, and it was enough to take care of that sweet tooth, and that's fine. It's okay to have the one cookie and move on with your life. Move on with your life. So let me get into the Mounjaro. I know that's what you guys have been waiting for. I'm so sorry that I kept you this long, but I promised you Mounjaro 5 milligrams, and so we're at 21 minutes, so we'll call it that. So I'm on I did my second injection of 5 milligrams last Friday, so tomorrow's Thursday. I'm fixing to do my 3rd injection Friday in a day. Side effects, no more constipation. Hallelujah, babe. No more constipation. I can't even believe it. I haven't needed to take the lactulose the doctor prescribed me. I no longer have to take the Dopalax. Let me go grab Shadow, you guys. Hang on. Okay, Shadow did not want to come out of his cage, so it's already late. It's usually he's napping by now, but he was like non-stop whistling, so I was like, okay, let me bring him, but he didn't want to come out. So no more constipation, you guys. That is something I'm so excited about, because it's so nice being able to go on your own and not having to worry about it. I have been a lot more gassy though, which was not a problem on 2.5, and now it feels like it's been a little issue for me. It's nothing crazy, but still. Hunger is back. So after like 3 days of injection, I start to get hungry again. And people are talking about how they're nauseated and feeling like they're sick to their stomach. And here he is. Here's Shadow. Hi, Shadow. Okay, you can hang out with me. So yes, so my hunger's coming back, which is kind of annoying, because I thought I was under the misconception that once I got to the 5 milligrams, my hunger was going to be controlled even more, but not the case. I've got my insomnia has been worse, so I do feel like my insomnia has been worse. Shadow. I try not to take melatonin often, because you guys know how I feel about taking so much medication, but I need it. If I don't take it, I can't sleep. And I mean, I'm still doing it. I take melatonin maybe twice a week, 2-3 times a week. But yeah, no weight loss. I've been on the 5.0 for 2 weeks now, and have experienced absolutely 0 weight loss. I keep bouncing from 203 to 205. Yesterday I was 204, and then this morning I was 205. And because I had lunch and dinner, I'm probably going to be 206 tomorrow. But I will let you guys know. I will upload a short and let you know how much I weigh tomorrow, even though I probably just shouldn't weigh myself. But I am, because I have a goal in mind, and I want to get to 195 before October, which gives me a whole nother month, the whole month of September. So I hope that I can reach my goal by then. But yes, you guys, so I I uploaded a video on TikTok this morning talking about how I've been stalled on the 5.0. I don't know why I keep saying 2.5. On the 5.0, and so many people that have been following my journey, that are new to Mounjaro themselves, who are just now getting on the 5.0, are complaining about how they've been stalled the entire time on 5 milligrams. I mean, did we get a placebo batch? Did Mounjaro get confused and send out a placebo batch of injections? Because how is it that so many people are complaining that they've lost 0 pounds on the 5 milligram? Or they're fluctuating just like I am. They'll lose 2 pounds and then a day or two later they gain those 2 or 3 pounds and they're back where they were. So I could safely say that I've sustained the 205, but your sister is trying to be at 199 and it's just not happening. So I think for a lot of people it's been challenging because of this. So because of that, I want to say, don't give up, you guys. I'm not giving up. I'm in this for the long haul. I want to reach my goal of 195 now. I don't know that that'll be the number where I'm finally happy and I maintain, but for now, my goal is 195 by October. So we have all of September. Tomorrow is September 1st, you guys. Yay! I love fall. It's my favorite. Oh, did I scare you, babe? He's being very, like, yeah, see, usually he likes to cuddle. So I'm so excited for fall. I absolutely love October, November, and December. They're just fun months. They're fun months at work. They're fun months in general. You get to hang out with family and stuff. It's scary months because this is when all the eating begins. But it doesn't matter. It's one day. Thanksgiving is one day. Halloween is one day. Christmas is one day. So I'm not going to let it stress me out this year. I am going to just take it as one day at a time. I lost 60 pounds 3 years ago. I was weighing 257 pounds and I dropped 260. It was like 260 and I dropped to 205, so 55 pounds. And I did it starting October 31st. Literally, I was at my mom's house that Halloween and I told her, she said to me that I looked like Jabba the Hutt. And she told me, sitting down in her kitchen that day, that I looked like a giant blob sitting on her chair and that I needed to get on a diet. Those are the kind of comments that I had to hear growing up, and those are the kind of comments that would motivate me to restrict my calorie intake so I could quickly lose weight and get out of that weight. So yes, you guys, so I know it can be done because I literally, that day my mom was like, oh, you're not going to start your diet now. It's Halloween and, you know, November's coming and Christmas and where are you going? Where are you going, Shadow? Hang on, you guys. All right, you guys. So yes, it can be done. Okay, don't let fall, don't let pumpkin spice detour you. Don't let pumpkin Oreos get you off your rails. It can be done. Thanksgiving is one day, like I said. Enjoy your Thanksgiving feast that day. My people that are on Mounjaro, Ozempic, or Wegovy, you probably won't be able to because you will get full after one piece of turkey and maybe a spoonful of stuffing. But indulge in whatever you want. If you really wanted your pecan pie that day, or your pecan or your pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie, have a spoonful. Have, you know, just enjoy it and then move on. Don't feel guilty or don't feel like, oh, I already messed up, because that for me is huge. Like when I indulge in something and then I'm like, I already messed up, I'm messing up the rest of the day, I'll just fix it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'm like, oh, I already messed up for the week, so I'll start Monday, and then before you know it, you gain 10 pounds. So don't let that deter you guys. I want to go get me a peppermint mocha so bad when they come out at Starbucks, but I'm going to go buy me my sugar-free creamer that tastes like peppermint mocha, and that's going to be my dupe so that I'm not drinking so many calories, because you all know I hate to drink calories. So yes, not a lot to report. My cousin just started the 2.5, and like I said, I want to do a whole video vlog on her, but she ate so much today that she threw up on the 2.5. And the doctor warned her about that. He said, if you overeat, you're going to know. and you're gonna get sick. Which I was looking at him like, what are you talking about? But I guess I'm really good at fasting and not overeating, that I haven't had anything remotely close to that. But she said that she had a sandwich from Panera today, and that she had the bag of chips, you know, the regular bag of chips that they serve with the lunchbox, and then she ate a cookie. And she said, I knew I shouldn't have eaten the cookie because I wasn't even hungry anymore. I had enough with the sandwich and the chips. She's like, but to me, that did not seem like a big meal, and I felt like it's just a cookie. And so she had the cookie, and she said that about 10-15 minutes later, she just felt the food just feeling like it needed to come out. And she said she had to go about 3 different times till it finally cleared out of her system and she felt better. She's lost a ton of weight her first week, so she's super excited, and I'm excited for her. And I pray to God that this works for her and that she's able to reach her goal weight, because I was mortified when she told me she wanted to go to Mexico for surgery, especially with all her existing conditions and whatnot, and being overweight, and just being in a country where you can't have, you know, she just, you know, what if something did happen and you have your daughter here and your life insurance won't cover because you're, you know, outside the country. It's just so many things that went through my head that I'm like, are you sure this is what you want? Let's try and do this with my doctor, and let's see if we can get you down. If it doesn't work 6 months from now, then you have my blessing to do what you feel like is best for you in your life. But I definitely wanted to help her and help motivate her, because like, she's my #1 cheerleader right now. She's always updating me. And you guys, I don't know if you have seen, but I am at 980 subscribers, and it just blows my mind. And you do not know how happy and exciting that makes me, that I have 980 people that actually want to see my videos and my vlogs, and it just keeps growing by the day. And I am so appreciative of that, and from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you all enough for supporting me. Everyone who is commenting, and I try to get to every comment, and if I accidentally do not respond, I'm sorry. Nudge me and remind me that you left me a comment. I try to respond to everyone. And I've built so many relationships here. I look forward to seeing you guys message me. Like, there's some of you who message me after every video that I post. You know who you are, because we have whole conversations in the comment section sometimes. And I actually start to miss that conversation, and I'm excited to post a new video because I know that you guys will come back and then let me know how your journey is going and where you're at and where you're struggling. And I'm actually getting to recognize, you know, people by their names and the conversations that we've had, and I am absolutely grateful of that. And so I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me and being so encouraging. I am absolutely a big advocate for people supporting people, and no matter what stage or what they're going through, because although I look like I'm some tough, confident person on the outside, makeup will hide a lot of things. But I am very much that I think people are sometimes surprised that I have the personality that I have, and they expected maybe like a snooty person. But I grew up very differently. I grew up being teased all the time. I was very much that ugly duckling per se, right? Like, I was the girl that had no boyfriends in high school. I was that fat girl that people didn't have any friends. No one cared to hang out with me. No one cared to go out with me. Like, I was very much that person. So I always felt like I had to be even nicer so that people could want to be a part of my life or want to hang out with me. That's how I overcompensated with, you know, and I think that's why I am very helpful and I am the way I am. And I know how it feels to be that outcast, and I know how it feels to be that oversized person. And, you know, so I by no means, that is like the worst feeling in the world. So I am very much absolutely the type of person to try to motivate you and make you feel better, because once you realize that, once you become confident in yourself, it truly does reflect. And so that's just my take on it, you guys. But again, thank you so much, you guys. I absolutely love doing this for you all. I've become very passionate about it, and I'm excited to do it. So Thank you guys so much. For those of you who watched the entire 35 minutes, I don't know how you do it. I hope you had popcorn or tea or something. I don't know. But I love it, and thank you guys so much. And as always, see you next time.